In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to remove gel polish from acrylic nails with an electric file, fill the acrylic nails, do a sculpted nail repair, shorten shape and hand file, and finish with a French manicure using gel polish, so stay tuned. Welcome to the Meticulous Manicurist Nail Tutorials. I'm Lori Halloway, Master Nail Technician, salon owner, and author of Sheer Savvy, Secrets and Strategies for Successful Salon Apprenticeships. I'm setting a new standard in nail education utilizing real life, real situations for real learning. My tutorials provide explicit instruction for a thorough understanding of theory and technique. Join me by subscribing today to learn everything you need to know to be the best. Okay, first things first, for all of you fast forward fans, I have compiled only this finger of all of the steps that I do in this video. So you can watch all of the steps of one finger all in one little clip. And then if you want to continue watching the entire service, feel free to stay and watch all of it because it's pretty fun.
Oh, she's sober.
Oh, darn.
Tournaments outside of the school meet, you're only allowed to do 2 of them.
Oh.
So they all, of course, the whole team wanted to do the home Manchester meet.
Right.
So they did that one, and then they all picked one other tournament. But they can only do 2 My Way tournaments.
Yeah, William isn't doing any of that, but
because the rest of it is only the tournaments against other schools.
Conceptually, I like the, hey, we're going to have a meet against Chelsea after school on Thursday. You know, why can't they do it that way?
Yeah. Well, that's what it seems like how the middle school one is.
Huh? It is.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But like right now at this young age, it's just, like, it's chaos and...
William only went to...
And only one person wrestles at a time, right? When you go through the school, the whole team watches that person and...
Yeah, sometimes they have 2 mats.
See, like now where you have like 30 kids wrestling and it's like just...
You know, your next after her is that older guy that you trim his toe
back or whatever.
VO2 workout where they make sure that your max heart rate for the oxygen going through your body, and it's like interval training.
Oh, so adjust to what you should be in your fat burning zone or whatever?
No, they tell you figure out your heart rate, and then you've got to get your heart rate to that
zone. Okay.
Yeah. It's like 220 minus your age.
I start thinking, like, is it this little video where you're on the trail? Like, I thought there was a person.
Yeah, that's what...
Mine didn't have that. You must have it. Well, it said with my iPhone.
Now for the full service with all 10 fingers and voiceover instruction. Enjoy! And then reapply gel polish.
Cool.
And the steps and stuff to take, so... We're going to push back your cuticles before we file off the gel polish. I always push back the cuticles before the nail is covered in dust from removing the gel polish with the electric file. This way it's easier to see where the skin is adhered to the nail plate and to make sure that I get all of that off before I start to remove the polish. And I want all of you to leave me a comment today about what is your favorite part of nail fill. Is it removing the gel polish? Is it applying the acrylic? Is it finish filing? Is it applying the new gel polish? So tell me what your favorite thing to do is in the comments.
Like, it'll keep the view.
Right.
But if you want to go back to how they have it set it up, you can.
But it's not. It's the one because I did.
I
think I did one of those.
In Hawaii, and then my view is like it shows you along the trail of the Ohio.
Yes. Okay, I did one of those, and it was like it's not like live.
Right. It's not live. There's not a person. It's just like you. It looks like you're slowly.
Yeah. I was like this.
Which was fine.
We both just got the exact same elliptical machine, and so we're pretty excited. We're sharing stories about it.
But yeah, I didn't know how to do it with
why
a person.
Isn't there any volume? There's no music or anything with those.
Like, oh, but you can hook up your own music.
I know, but I was expecting to like hear a voice and
stuff
like that.
You can't hear that guy or anything?
Oh yeah, you can with him, but not with the street
Oh, with
views.
the street view, yeah. I was surprised by that too. I thought they would at least have music, or you can pick your own, you know.
Yeah, at first I thought, if this is what iFit is, I am no. I'm also making a mental note in my mind where I have really sticky skin that I'm going to need to pay careful attention to when I'm preparing the natural nail with my file, to make sure that I file all of that adhered cuticle skin off of the nail plate as well. There's a little lip of acrylic that I missed last time that I just noticed, so I just filed that off with the electric file. And I always start in the center of the nail and go back and forth up the center of the nail right to that line of attachment. And then I just feather down the left side and then go over and remove any gel polish that's left on the right side of the nail. I do not file the natural nail with this carbide bit. And I try to do the exact same routine on every single finger, so it's really quick to take it off. Up the center of the nail, feather down that left side, just lightly tickling, and then go over to the right side of the nail and try to get closer to the skin. And I use my finger to protect her fingernail, or her skin on her finger, to make sure that I don't ever touch her skin with the file.
Then I was looking at a cheaper one.
Yeah.
That was like $1,000.
Look at the pain look on her face.
I'm like, I said, but this one has the heavier flywheel, and
That's what see. We went through the whole same conversation.
we
have some cheap ass husbands.
To be 350 pounds.
No. It was like, well, honey, you might want to use it someday.
Yes, I said, well, honey, you can use it, and
all the regular ones go all the way up to 250 pounds, and I don't weigh 250 pounds.
Well, anyway, so when he was at a wrestling meet, and I just texted him, I'm like, honey, can I get it? It's gonna go fast. I'm like, it's $7.50. It's cheaper than the lower brand I was gonna look at. Like, let's do it.
Does he use it?
He has not used it yet. He's more of a runner. I don't know if he'll
maybe check iFit and see if there's like a hunting scenario where you're creeping up the mountain to get the bighorn sheep.
Oh my God.
He'd be all in.
He would.
You should contact iFit and say, have an idea.
Oh my God.
We should hike up mountains. Yeah, hike up mountains to get on all these locales for bighorn sheep.
I gotta tell you, it's not always easy concentrating on what I'm doing and trying to stay on time while Bruce is distracting all of my clients. Like, sometimes it drives me crazy, but sometimes it's kind of fun because he can keep them busy and then I can just keep on working. I mean, I do chime in every now and then, but mainly I'm just trying to focus on my work. Who was talking about pink camo the other day, Autumn?
They did not make it legal.
Well, yeah, somebody was talking about pink camo, but then it was Autumn, because she was wearing her husband's hunting pants, and then he bought her a pair because she was always wearing his hunting pants.
Yeah, he went away and she wore his
and so
pants,
she said,
and she's like,
big.
no
And she
wonder
goes, I was taking them
guys
back to
like
get,
these. They're comfortable.
She's like, I was taking them back to get regular ones. She goes, I was going to get the pink camo, but I just stayed with the regular camo.
Well, that's good. You finally get. So, how was it putting it together? That was
Pain in the ass.
Then another thing, I said, Pat, this is already put together. All we have to do is, we'll get my nephew,
All we have to do is get
lift
4
it.
people and
Oh
carry
my
it.
gosh, it was heavy.
No, the guy, he had a ramp, put it on our trailer. The whole process was 30 minutes.
Wow.
Paducah, Kentucky. Hello.
I have a brother that lives there.
This is probably him.
Paducah.
That was Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Ugh.
I'll tell you something. Paducah, Kentucky.
I knew some friends in college. We would go over the border and hang out at their house. I used to give a guy a massage, him and his wife. She was sick. My college roommates, and hang out with some people we met. That's where they lived. The next step is to prepare the nail plate with your nail file. You're going to lightly buff all the shine off of the natural nail and very lightly file off any of that adhered cuticle that's right along the cuticle line. And then if you do need to do any more blending of the acrylic into the nail, you'll take care of that in this step too. I like to blend my acrylic really well when I do the fill, so the attachment point is really well blended anyway, so I just lightly go over that whole area.
That's my daughter.
The world doesn't stop so that you can keep watching YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he gets it from his mother.
No.
Yeah, no, that's not true.
She spends a lot of time on YouTube.
Yeah, well,
Well,
I'm freaking working.
She's working and researching.
I know.
Crazy person.
Some of I'm like Memphis, and some of it's like brainless stuff. Some of the stuff she's watching.
Oh, there's no doubt.
I have to say, when Chase is on there, he's looking up survival skills and hunting stuff. You know, like hunting skills.
You'd be using your elliptical
We're going to do a
like
sculpted nail on this
honey.
thumbnail. She's a mother of 3. She likes her nails kept really short, so there's no sense in putting a tip on when we're only going to go a little bit over the free edge to create that length. Would you like these shortened today, ma'am?
Please, thank you.
I'm sure you've heard me say before that majority of my clients are professionals or mothers or work a lot with their hands, so most of my clients do like short acrylic nails. Now, I do like to teach you guys something new in all of my videos, and I am working on uploading quite a few just acrylic nail videos over the next couple of weeks, and then I'll be back to pedicure videos.
Oh, she's sober.
Oh, darn. The drunk ones are so good.
Dang it, I thought I was going to have a good one. I didn't answer that one. I should have saved her last one. Her last one was really good.
She's like, dang, she's sober.
And that was during the
Entertainment.
afternoon,
Should
so.
put that shit on the internet. There's rambling, go viral. Don't say who it is.
Oh, I would title her.
No, but
We
like,
could
let
do
it-
a series of just your nails
Yeah.
with
Oh,
all of the
yeah.
funny things.
This week.
People will be like, what's going on? Next step is to dust the nails off really well with your nail brush. It's really important when you apply the primer to only apply the primer on the natural nail. Don't get it on the skin and don't get any on the existing acrylic because you can cause the acrylic to yellow. So pay careful attention to not flood the cuticle line and to only get it on the natural nail plate. When you're doing an acrylic nail fill, you only need a tiny bead of acrylic just to fit the space and then to come up a tiny bit more to blend in that slope created by the old area that used to be blended into the cuticle line. If you get too much of a bead of acrylic, you're going to be filing off a lot of material, and you do not want to have to do that. This nail looked like it had a little bit of a missing corner, so I added a teeny tiny little bead to that right corner of that nail. And when I get to the thumbnail, you'll see the consistency because I turn the brush over of when to pull your brush out of the powder to make sure that you have the right ratio of liquid to powder. Because when you set a bead of acrylic onto a nail, you want it to stay there. It shouldn't run down to the left or to the right of the nail. It should be firm enough that when you tap it or pat it with your brush, it moves, but it is not running or sliding down the nail plate. And when you're beginning, it takes a while to learn your liquid to powder ratios. leaving the brush in the liquid for too long, picking up too much liquid, or not wiping enough liquid out of the brush, leaving the bristles in the powder for an extra second, or taking it out a second too soon. So it just takes practice to know how much liquid to leave in the brush for how many seconds, to leave it in the powder to pick up what size of bead. And one of these days I will do a video on all of those details too. So I played this whole hand in real time so you guys can see actually how much time it takes to fill each fingernail. And then the next hand I'm going to put in a little bit fast forward until we get to the thumbnail, and then I'll slow that down so you can see that liquid to powder ratio that I was talking about, and I'll explain some details about that too.
I don't, but I know like his grade, but yeah, Pat, he knows all the little kids that's on.
Yeah, he would then totally know because when I went to pick up William, I had to stop and get some gas, and I ran into them at the gas.
Here in a second, I'm going to slow down the clip so you can see how the ball has a little bit of powdery powder around the edges of it still. That's when you know that it's ready to be picked up. If it's completely saturated while it's still in the powder, it's going to be too wet. So you know that if it's on your brush, you pick it up and the ball still hasn't absorbed all of the liquid into the brush, then it's safe to take over, sit it on the nail plate, press it into place, and then you're going to be able to manipulate it without it moving all over the place. You can see I've just patted it right into place where I've needed it, and I'm going to extend the tip a little bit, and then I'm going to pick up another ball and place it into the apex area so it has a little bit of more structure and a little bit more strength.
This year they changed it so if he went to states, he would only wrestle other 9-year-olds. He wouldn't wrestle no 10 or 11-year-olds. But that's still he just.
Yeah, William actually finished up pretty good. He was, I think, getting a little disappointed. They were wrestling him up like 10 pounds.
Oh, jeez.
And at 13 years old, 10 pounds of some of these kids, that's a lot of muscle.
Yeah.
And he didn't win any when he lost 3 matches, his first 3 matches wrestling up at that weight. And then they put him at his weight, and he went 5-2 or 6-2 at his weight.
Yeah, see, that's good. You know, and every year it changes because you start at the bottom of your weight class and you don't have a great year, but then the next year you're at the top of your weight class and you do better. And
well, last year was his first year, and
unless
that's
we're in high
he was
school, you're kind of
6-2.
steady.
Well, he was in middle school, but the first year he ever wrestled was last year. He was 6-2, and the coaches
That's
were like,
good.
"Yeah."
We just got and his little brother because he's just so skinny. But he's 65 pounds. No. Yeah, he's
Some of you may have noticed that I did not shorten the nails at the beginning of the fill. I always wait to shorten the nails until I file at the end of applying the acrylic, because you never want to do the same area twice. That's my touch it once rule. If you're spending time shortening, you're still going to come back at the end and refine a little bit. And I just like to do it all at once. It just saves a couple of extra minutes of time. So I always do the sidewalls, shorten, cuticle line, or sidewalls, cuticle line, then shorten, and then go across the entire nail plate. I don't have any bulk, I'm just refining. I like to lay the acrylic really smooth so there isn't very much filing at all. And all of my clients have an individual look. I like to make acrylic nails look like God put them there. I don't like them to have the exact same fingernail as every other person in the world. I like for them to look like their own natural nails. So if you are a nail tech and you're picking up some things that you're learning from my videos, I would appreciate it if you would share a few of my videos on your social media sites. Click that share button to Twitter, to Facebook, to Pinterest, to Instagram so other people can find my channel. I am still trying to grow my channel, trying to find other people who have clients like mine, just real life normal people. I'm not into making great big long fancy nails. My clients don't wear that. So if you like what I do, please help me by clicking that share button. And a lot of you may have noticed that I've started a new Comment Hall of Fame on my Instagram page. So your comments may end up on that Comment Hall of Fame. Leave me your Instagram name in your comment so I can tag you if I choose your comment to go into the Comment Hall of Fame.
Chelsea
Yeah.
after school on Thursday. Why
See, and
can't they do it that way?
Yeah. That's what it seems like how the middle school one is.
Huh? It is.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But like right now at this young age, it's just
Like,
it's chaos and
William only went to.
and only one person wrestles at a time, right? When you go through school, you like the whole team watches that person and
Yeah, sometimes they have two mats.
see like now where you have like 30 kids wrestling and it's like just madness and
But yeah, when you're doing
team.
when you're doing a team, and yeah, there's only going to be 12 to 15 total
Right.
matches.
See, we want to get Chase to that stage because I think that would be more fun. And then you got the team behind you cheering you on. Where right now it's just like we're down there and we're trying to watch my nephew wrestle down here wrestling because they're both the same weight class, but one's at this end of the gym, this one's down here, and it's just pandemonium, No one really gets to watch each other.
But even in school, though, they still do those tournaments,
Yeah.
Like he just went to, like he wrestled 4 or 5 times. They call a void if you have to forfeit. It's called a void.
Oh.
That's what you get a void.
Oh, this had buys. That's another one.
Oh, okay.
If a kid, I don't know if it's a kid that doesn't show up or they don't have no one in that
Somebody
spot
in their weight class.
because they didn't have enough kids, so he sometimes will get
here
a
they
buy.
call William tells me that's a void.
Oh, so maybe they changed the terms when you're in.
It's a void.
But buy is we use that in his. Void.
But
I showed the filing on that hand in real time, so the filing on this hand I'm going to speed up. When you're going to use gel polish on the nails, you do not have to buff the nails after you file them. Just send them to the bathroom to get all of the dust off from around their cuticles. All right.
There you go.
Which I think is hilarious because it's like, oh, now every time she's,
Yeah,
you
it
think
comes
of that.
back.
Like,
Yes.
hey,
So pretty.
I'll take
people
that.
I know.
Oh, I got a
people still hate
wild
the
bristle.
Smell, but it doesn't bother me.
Flip it
She's
around.
I saw her a couple years ago and I was like, I always think of you.
Aw. That's great. What sports right now? Are the boys? Is baseball started for them?
They don't want to do baseball this year.
So you have your towel. If you feel like you're dripping, feel free to use it.
Okay.
Whenever I do a French manicure on a client, I always sandwich the white in between the color because I don't want 2 coats of this glitter polish to cover up the white too much. So anytime I do a French with any color, I always sandwich the white in between. And this color is Jelish's Waterfield.
Yeah, so just so you know, your next after her is that older guy that you trim his toenails for him.
Okay. Could you print my day for me?
I could. You got $1.
In you go. This one is sheet white.
I hate it when the tip's not big enough. It hurts my hand to squeeze.
Ooh, that's not good.
There we go. Cut a giant.
It's gonna run down there. I gotta wipe all that off. Pay really close attention when I put this bristle on the edge of this nail plate. I'm only using the left side of the bristles of the brush, and then I'm making a little smiley face from that side to the center. And then when I go to the left side of the nail, I'm using the right side of the bristles of the brush. So you can see I barely touch the nail with that side of the brush, bring it to the center, and then I barely touch the nail with those bristles and then bring it back around to the center and make little smiley faces. I'm not too happy with those two, so I am going to come back in a minute with a little art brush and clean off that line. But I do the exact same routine on all of the fingernails. And the key to getting this nice and smooth is to make sure that you do not have a lot of polish on the bristles of the brush, and you do not have a lot of polish up on the shaft of the brush from shaking it, because it will run down that shaft and into the bristles and it'll drip. That's too square.
Feel free to lean back a little bit. Sometimes it helps. Gravity do it for you.
That one's pretty good.
Can we get you some water or coffee, tea while you're waiting?
Just some
Water?
not a full glass because I'm so shaky. I'll check it out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gotcha. This one's a little bit sturdier.
Thank you. Pretty.
In the light. Be sure to leave me a comment and tell me what your favorite part of doing a nail fill is, and what your least favorite part of a nail fill is. And even tell me if you think you'll be able to do a French manicure after seeing this tutorial. The ramp raises.
Automatically.
Yeah.
Boy.
It's hard, isn't it? I found a couple of them really hard. Like not through that one, but like the daily one they have.
Yeah.
So then I did a few like my own manual ones.
The one I did the other day,
Where it
they
just shows
called
you
it
the track or whatever.
VO2 workout,
Mhm.
where they make sure that your max heart rate for the oxygen going through your body, and it's like interval training.
Oh, so it just to what you should be in your fat burning zone or whatever.
No, they tell you figure out your heart rate, and then you've got to get your heart rate to
that
that
zone. Okay.
Yeah, it's like 220 minus your age times
Okay.
95% or 75%.
Okay. So yeah, there's a couple where I just did a manual one where I just like found like something like on Pinterest or something where I just, you know, would go up for a couple minutes and then bring it down a little bit, and so I'm like, oh my goodness, incline 8, what?
Tell you what though, at the end I was like, you know what, this makes no sense. It's like, oh, you burned 140 calories. It's like, no, I burned like 4,000 calories.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
140 calories. I've already lost 5 pounds.
Yeah, good for you.
I'm like, you're a liar. Because for the whole week,
yeah, I don't think I've
saying
had,
that I only burned like, you know, for a cumulative, 600 calories or whatever.
'Cause you're
No,
so
that
small.
doesn't make any sense.
I think, yeah.
You can't lose weight and only have
Don't
burned.
your legs feel like rocks though when you're doing it? Don't you just feel like they're so rock hard when you're doing it? I'm like, yeah. And then later that day they turned back to jelly. I'm like, what happened? They were so hard when I was working out. But yeah, like at my treadmill, you know, in my 30 minutes I'm burning 350, 300 calories, and then I get in there and I'm like, sometimes I hit 200, I'm like, that's it? I feel like I'm dying.
I was drippy sweaty though.
But it's a good
With
workout though,
getting that
because
heart rate up. I
it's
wasn't.
it's like a muscle toner though. You're really toning
yeah.
your legs.
I didn't feel like I was dying as much
Yeah.
because you got that 30-second rest.
Okay. I could definitely do those. Try that program. Now that you showed me how to do it, I'm excited. So I'm like, this is stupid. I don't know if I'm redoing or. Cause that's why I kept thinking like,
That's what I
thought
thought.
there's a person you can follow, and
Yeah.
so then I started thinking like, is it this little video where you're on the trail? Like I thought there's a person.
Yeah, that's what I thought the first
A
time I tried
motivator.
it.
So how long are the workouts? Like around 20, 30 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh my gosh, I love these.
Whoa.
So do you have a special? Is your wrist thing? So that's hooked up to your machine, right?
Yeah, it came with it.
Mine didn't have that. You must have it.
Hitting this weekend.
Well, it said with my iFit, like if I do sign up for the program after this trial, they'll send you some wristband or fitness tracker or something. I don't know what kind.
Yeah, that's
but,
probably it.
okay.
It's Morrison, that's my 23 pounder. And that's like hitting.
Because I'm like, I have this one, but it doesn't hook up through Fitbit. You gotta have theirs.
Yeah.
They just started. It was brand
course I
brand new, so.
Of course I do have the heart rate monitor strap though.
I need to put a battery in mine.
Oh, she didn't. See, she gave me one with a working battery.
I was just.
And she gave me her brand new mat that she bought.
Super irritated.
It goes on the mat?
He's trying to play with
Yeah.
Well, we have more than enough mats.
like,
I didn't know how many I was gonna need, so I bought
So we
an
overbought.
extra
Oh.
pack.
they'll play for hours
I can
and
return
then
it.
they're
Is it like a huge
It's
thick
$14.
mat?
I mean, at Lowe's. Give me a break.
He's the one that my mail is.
Do you have one of those
always
little
was the one that
ingrown
put his
things
toys or my
here?
email was just
No,
too
they're.
sensitive
I need to bring them.
be a cat.
They're at
So
home.
she never had wanted anything to do with them. So it's funny to see them play now.
Yeah,
It's so teeny.
it's really something to know that they can be different. than-
Yeah. There's so much difference.
Alright, stay tuned for the reveal shots. Again, thanks so much for watching. Please help me grow my channel by clicking that share button. I really appreciate all of your guys' support and comments. I love when you ask me questions. So ask away, and
Okay.
stay tuned for the
Do,
next video too.
Set me up.
I
Yeah, cover
know.
those cuts, yeah.
Squeeze your fingers together a little bit
Oh,
more.
like
Yep, like that. That's good. Let me go up here and see what that looks.
I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to visit my channel. I hope you've chosen to subscribe. Here are some other great videos for you to check out. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.